Hey everybody, first of all, I have to say, bias installed. I am a huge fan of Alec Baldwin. Absolutely. So it was beyond sad, it made me, to learn that he was involved in a situation where the producer of the movie Rust accidentally got shot. And allegedly by a gun that he happened to be holding at the time, something like that. I first thought, geez, they set up the guy. And hoped and prayed that he, hey, would be exonerated. She lost her life, but it doesn't mean necessarily that someone was trying to kill her. Okay, and it doesn't mean that it's never happened before like this, ever happened. Nothing happened. So uh, it's a sad occasion for everybody that's been involved in it, without question. And so um, and so uh, we have this report that the prosecutors in the case tried to file charges against Alec Baldwin and did under a new law that says that manslaughter can be charged if a gun is simply discharged, as opposed to someone having had to be the person directed by criminal intent. Okay. But the thing about it is that when that law was passed, it was May of last year, well after the Rust occurrence. So they had one law, the normal one, the one that other states have, that says you have to prove criminal intent. And then they had this new law, which came out after the publicity surrounding Rust and the death. So it looks like that law was installed to influence charges filed against Alec Baldwin. That's what it looked like. So we have this good news. But it's funny how the media responded to it. We're the mainstream media. Because we're the media too, okay? And arguably we're mainstream too. But I digress. Their reports were that, you had Reuters saying that it was downgraded, right? Then you had People magazine saying the charges were dropped. They couldn't quite get their title together, okay? And which is what really spurred me to make this video blog, because right now, the truth of the matter is the charges were dropped. The charges were dropped. And now the prosecutors have to refile, which they did do on Friday, this new case under the old laws and hope that the judge accepts them. The judge could decide not to. All right? That's the situation. So at best, he's looking at a maximum of 18 months in jail. Maximum. That's it. Maximum. But then Baldwin's people have a new argument regarding the judge on the case and special circumstances surrounding that person. And so we may yet have another delay because of that. And I believe there's also another complication on top of that that I have not absorbed in depth. But it is really too bad that there's this kind of bloodlust to want to see something happen to Alec Baldwin by some people. Because when Alec did something bad, it was all over, hit the trend and went up, blah, blah, blah. But when it's found that nothing was going to happen to him, crickets, right? The interest went up, was like a blip, like bloop, bloop, and that was it. Come on, people. Are you so jealous of celebrities today that you want to see something bad happen to them? Alec Baldwin has given us some of the finest acting performances of our time. You know the movies. You know the movies. Hunt for Red October. Great example. Or how about the classic scene in Glengarry Glen Ross? You know, everybody I know of who grew up in the 80s can quote one line from that scene. Put that coffee down. Coffee is for closers, okay? I would bet 90% of the people in real estate today know that line. Is there something to community goodwill? I hope there still is, even in this world where it seems like everybody wants to think of something as bad, everybody wants to think of the other person as up to something, and we can't seem to find common ground on anything. Subscribe to Zuni62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com.